I've gotten word that there's going to be some meeting between suburban lawmakers and the
Yes,
governor and the
yes.
speaker. What's that about?
The governor's people, and not. I don't know that the speaker is going to be there. I asked Jerry Sturmer to meet with me because I think that the proposal is a bit rich, that I understand the need for revenues. I want to fill our deficit, our hole, but I want to make sure that there's no new spending, no new programs in it, that I am willing to vote for revenues if there are cuts and if we have a 5-year plan to get us to financial stability. And my sense is that the plan that's before us right now doesn't do that.
What were constituents saying to you over the weekend, Saturday and Friday?
They're concerned about the workers' comp bill, and I read the email, and that people are very concerned. I polled my constituents early on, and there were many people in my area because they follow government, they're very educated, they understand the need for revenues, but we're afraid that this may be too rich and I want to make sure that if we're asking our taxpayers for money, that it's to get us to financial footing and strong financial footing, and that there are ways that we can reach it without adding new programs, that it really is a longer-term financial fix. So I asked for a meeting with the governor's office, and I think that there are quite a few of us who agree with this.
Who's in the meeting?
But we don't know yet because we had asked for 3 o'clock, but now the governor and the leaders are meeting. So we're just legislators. We have to wait till the leaders are finished.
Representative,
do you think that it ought to, is the
Excuse me, does too rich mean that 2.25 is too high, but 2 would be okay, or 1 would be okay?
It means that I need to be assured that there are safeguards, that we are not adding new programs other than emergencies. You know, there are some people who say they need new programs or more money for education to go back to the district. My goal is to get us to strong financial footing again.
So the cigarette tax increase going toward education, that's not something, or is that separate?
That doesn't bother
from the
me.
income
That
tax?
doesn't
Okay.
bother me. That doesn't bother me. I support the cigarette tax
What about
increase.
the property tax component? Do you think that that's substantial enough to matter?
It's not substantial enough for my area. I mean, property, I believe that my constituents, if they feel overtaxed, it's because of the property tax. But it's just a drop in the bucket compared to what our property taxes are in the suburban area.
So what should happen then? Should it be a situation where we double the size of the rebate, triple the size of it, or just scrap it entirely?
I'm not sure that that's the important component. What my concern is, and we're going to see if we can reach a consensus, is that we need assurances that there are not going to be new programs put in when we are fighting for our financial life.
Is this something along the lines of you put in a trigger so that if you overspend, the income
We have
tax
some
is
ideas.
nullified?
We have some ideas. Yes.
Like what?
Well,
Is that one of
that's-
them?
You know, that is one idea. There's an amendment out there for that also, but it's not my amendment, so I can't speak to it. But
What's
it
the
seems like
likelihood that there will be a tax increase vote and that it will pass? Do you think there's any chance in your team that it's going to pass?
There are a fair number of legislators who understand the importance of revenues to get to strong financial footing. We just can't continue to kick the can down the road. I believe our leaders have tried hard to put measures out there that would attract bipartisan support, but I don't think it's going to come down to that. I think that we've become probably as partisan as Washington is. So we've got to try to find the solution and give our input to our leaders on what the solution is that works for downstaters and suburbanites also.
Could the solution come today?
You better ask the leaders and the governor about that. I'm just one legislator.
So is what you're
Hi.
saying, is what you're saying you might be able to stomach the tax increase as long as it doesn't go for anything but paying down the deficit and the bills?
That is what I believe there are a fair number of legislators feel.
No new programs, nothing like that.
No expansions and cuts. You know, we don't get out of the woods unless there are cuts too. So the key is to take the message to the governor also that cuts that for non-essential services belt tightening and proving to the citizens that we are doing all we can do to cut waste and anything else and to reform government, which we have been doing, but getting that message out to the voters is essential.
At the end of a lame duck session on the eve of inaugural, I mean, does that give you some leverage, honestly?
But you know what? A lot of really the best things and the good things happen. I worked in the media for a while. Deadlines are very important to get people to the table, so that's what we're hoping that we can influence it also.